o'clock, and it's been completely catastrophic. No one can get in.
You try the servers?
Yeah, you try to log in, it says, waiting, and then like 40,000 people ahead of you. And then it'll say, no one ahead of you. And then it'll wait, and it'll get all the way down, it'll count down 30,000, 10, 8, 4, 3. Then it'll say, error, 40,000 people ahead of you. It sends you to the back of the line. It just goes round, 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 round. But all the streamers and content creators, they get in just like that because
They got better equipment.
no, it's because Blizzard specifically goes, you are going to get in, you celebrities, but the peons, they can stay over there and not get in. And then they came out and had the audacity to say, we're currently under a DDoS attack, which is somebody spamming their server. And it's like bullshit. It's like you weren't ready. It's like your market research people somehow didn't figure, a lot of people might try to log in at 2 o'clock when we open the servers.
Well, hey, that's not the first time I've heard that complaint about
Blizzard.
specifically.
Yeah, Blizzard is notorious for their games being unplayable on the first day.
Well, yeah.
I'm pissed.
They're being DDoS right now.
Then don't worry about it.
That's what they say.
Well, there's a lot of angry people who didn't want the Overwatch servers to go.
I guess, but my guess is that's their excuse to try to calm
that's
people
another
down
excuse,
because they're incompetent.
Well, Blizzard says it. Made a huge stink about the McCree thing.
Yeah.
Just let the
Yeah.
people and just let them go.
They were
And
dumb.
the company let them go.
Yeah, and they
Very sorry.
named a character first and last name of an actual. Yeah, and then that guy was accused of sexual assault by multiple women and sexual harassment, and they had the text to prove it. And so they were like, well, shit, we named a character after this guy, and now his name's splashed all over the news as being a scumbag. And so they had to do this whole thing. Was like, well, his name really wasn't Jesse McCree the whole time. That was an alias, and so now he's gonna reveal his real name now. I mean, yeah, it was so forced.
Everyone still calls him McCree. But
Yeah.
it doesn't change the character, you know, just because some dummy was.
Well, yeah, and then they at least they said it's like, well, we're not gonna do that again. We're not gonna name characters after real people.
Center. Don't worry about this crap anymore tonight. Not for the next 2 hours. Don't worry about it.
I know. I'm not.
Do this stuff. Ready?
Yep.
I thought you meant I wasn't standing in the middle of the room.
Now, I want you to center your mind.
It's okay. When we get back to my house, I'm gonna worry about it. Better be on servers.
They won't. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Show it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right arm back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Faces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Were you able to access the?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Shields wasn't able to, but I'm just gonna send him the document.
Say that again?
Shields wasn't able to access it for some reason, but I'll just send him the document.
Did he receive it?
Other way.
I don't know if he did or not. I think he said he didn't receive an email.
Then he either gave me the wrong email address or he had stuff in spam.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Oh, wait.
'Cause I didn't get an alert saying that was the wrong email address.
Okay. Well, I think you said he's something about not being able to access it. It's in the, whatever it's called. Dropbox, yeah.
You should be able to. It's just a download link. You don't have to have a Dropbox account.
Okay.
But I don't know. I have to see what he tried to do. Yeah.
Was it
Well,
on
he's not very computer savvy.
was it on a PC or laptop or something?
He's probably doing it on his phone.
That might be the problem.
I heard some other people saying that they had problems with that.
I did it on my phone. I didn't have any issues.
Levi, you got yours?
That the vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Walk your hands back. This is for your.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. It's not for him either. It's for your legs.
Oh.
I don't think Jeeves cares.
Yeah.
Good for your hamstrings.
Woo. Oh.
So start with these, bottom up.
Yeah. That's
Maybe,
fine.
maybe you can make them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, my feet and like we were covered in so much dust from the Ren Fair.
Oh,
Our
did you have a
shoes,
good time?
our shoes were great, and all we had to hear. It's like we were watching people go by. It's like we can tell who's been here, what guys have been here for a while, and what haven't by the color of their leg hairs.
Can you imagine how a lot of those guys walk around in nothing but black leather all the time?
Yes.
Can you imagine that? On a
How
spot
that's-
like that,
Yeah.
dry?
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
Like dress up comfortably.
See, that's the pair that you go to pair in a kilt. Well, pretty comfortable.
Saw a few of those walking by.
Oh, yeah.
The kilts.
Yeah. Bernita said he would wear one. What is the official term? Not continental, is it?
No,
Regimental.
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 Which means you're nude underneath.
Oh my gosh.
They're generally long. They come down to your knees.
That's your knees.
Yeah. So
It's not like the Catholic schoolgirl
Oh, okay.
kilts.
skirt.
Yeah.
Kilts were
Great.
originally invented as a method to hide more knives in.
A great kilt is a huge piece of cloth.
Right.
Wraps around your waist, over your shoulder, comes down past your knees.
Yeah. Yeah, it was originally designed in order to sneak more knives into places because they knew they wouldn't want to reach up and feel things.
Check.
Actually, no, it was developed because it's easy. That's why.
I'm gonna
That's
take
what the Scots developed it for, because it's easy.
I'm gonna take a crop.
They didn't like
That's what they always complain about with Braveheart is that the Scottish army showing up wearing kilts and stuff and looking like they're from like super medieval periods, and then when in reality they didn't look too much different from the English. They had the same technology,
Yeah.
same kinds of armor.
Yeah.
And they did the realistic thing.
But they were
Moving their enemy.
They were
How you get shot.
They were fighting for their independence.
Yeah.
They lost. They didn't get.
Well, they got it for Scotland, and then they kept going, and that was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, don't invade. Bad idea. Don't do it. People tend to fight a lot harder when they're being invaded
Oh, yeah.
than when they are invading you.
Well, the first I got the Scots radio for centuries. Too bad, no, they did.
Yeah, they got it eventually, sort of, by joining him. They worked it from the inside.
In this last referendum, they voted to not be independent.
From the EU.
Right.
Well,
Well, from
Scotland.
Britain.
Oh, no, I thought it's like EU, Scotland voted to remain in the EU.
They also voted to remain with England.
I didn't know that was a question.
That was the question first. Whether or not they should leave England. And they decided to stay.
Yeah. Well, you think about all the infrastructure and stuff that you lean on, and then you say, no, you're gonna have to do that all yourself. That's pretty complicated.
Well, maintenance is easier than development.
No, I meant like governmental infrastructure, like, setting up how you do taxes and stuff. It's like when you didn't have to worry about that. Just like,
No, they probably wouldn't do anything different than what they had.
Yeah. It's just like, we ran into that. It's like, so we kicked the British out and they're kind of going, now what? And their first try wasn't very good.
That's why they came back. That's what sparked the War of 1812.
Mm-hmm. They don't really talk about that in school very much. Like, there was a war, but nobody says what it was about.
They don't talk about a whole lot of stuff in school.
They were this War of 1812.
Yeah. All right.
That war never did.
That's where the Star Spangled Banner came from, was that war.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start with 12. So, let's start with that. Let's have you go first. You're going to throw a punch, so it can be midsection level. Yeah.
Or low, to the groin.
For Gong Sao.
Well,
Oh, sorry, Gong Sao. Sorry, I misread. Gong Sao, so yeah, you're punching.
I know what I
Punch your dick.
Yeah.
punch him in the dick.
All right. Neutral?
Turn this way so that the camera people.
So that the people at home can see what you do.
Yeah, start neutral, then we go for the punch. Yep. Call me punch.
Now, Levi, what you're going to be doing is working from the outside, inside, outside.
Right.
So, if he's coming down, it's a elbow pin and strike, right?
Yeah.
So, pin with your right, strike with your left on the outside.
Also, well, it's like, I think what he's meaning is like, it's a Gong Sao. So it's,
Gong?
saying go,
Right.
like go to the outside rather than engaging straight on like this. Go push it to the side.
The
Push
point
it this
of
way.
what I did with these is so that you can work sectors, different sectors, outside, inside, outside.
And you can do the same thing, Gong pin hit.
Right.
Like that. So start neutral though, that'll help.
Not bad. Nope.
Straight slow. Oh, well.
No go.
As long as it's to his head.
Right.
Time to step it uppercut again.
Make sure you start neutrally going. Try the other direction.
Now, going with your left.
Okay, so right now, technically, you're not doing a Gong Sao. That's why it's not feeling as smooth. Right now, you're doing 2 pins like that. So your first one is looking like this. Gong Sao needs to move it this way. So you'll be able to tell by the sound. A gong sound won't slap. It'll slide. So you want that. Or if it's to the right side, gong sound over here. So make sure it's moving to the side. Yeah. Down there further. Good. Okay, other hand. There we go. Now, approach that a little bit more naturally. Because like most people, if they're going to lead with that, they're not going to go like that. They're going to do something a little bit aggressive. They're probably going to raise their hands first and then go for it. So yeah, because if you think about it,
I would have aimed.
it's not
Why,
going to.
why not? It's a good shot.
Well, I'm saying it's not going to be a very structured hit.
He just said he's never going to aim for a dick. It's a great shot.
Oh,
You know who Jimmy Carter was?
Yeah.
President. Dan Rather was a newsman on the nightly news. And when he was a brand new, no, it was Nixon. When he was a brand new reporter, Nixon was giving a speech. He broke through the crowd with his microphone. Mr. Nixon, Mr. Nixon. And Nixon's detail did what we call a Dan Rather rap. Now,
Oh.
because it doesn't look like anything on all the cameras. All they could see was that, and then Dan Rather falls over. So, because it would look bad for the president's security detail to tomahawk a guy onto the stage like that, but just to get him to stop would be okay. But yeah, just so similarly, yeah, it's you're coming in.
Look, LaGroix is a wonderful term. It really is. It's not as great as a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Because just stand right where you want. Don't move. That can happen a lot.
Okay.
Kick the
Thighs
Yeah.
and your butt caught.
Right.
That happens a lot, actually. If you want to hit down here, pushing is the best thing. Get that pelvis involved, not just the groin. If you want just the testicles, reach out and grab them. And they go, look what I got.
See if you
My
can.
face is gonna actually touch it.
No.
No. I'm good, thanks.
So what I was meaning with that is that, especially from that distance, like I could understand if you were this close to somebody pulling a quick sniper shot like that, but if you're that far away, so nobody's gonna go like that. It's too weird. So they're probably gonna come up something like that. Especially if they're aiming to embarrass somebody like that, they'll come in and do that to get them to just fall over.
If they're going to shoot for your groin, they'll probably throw a kick. But you can do the same techniques with a kick.
You just have to be
You can
sure.
pop 'em up.
You just have to be sure that they're throwing a kick high enough that it's that you can block it with your hands rather than just deflecting it with your feet. So the kick would have to be for midsection. So like it's for right here, this level. Just like rather than
This whole technique is for this
that
area.
area.
So the kick would have to be.
Yeah. That'd be a big thing like that, yeah. Okay. So just natural it up. Go for it.
Let him do his other hand.
Yeah, do it
All
on
right,
the left
left
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
How about Superman punch?
You did this super punch option.
Now it's turn.
Well, I just have one little tip for you. Right now, I think he might get away because so for that. See how far away he is? Like what you're doing is you're stepping directly to the side and then not doing anything with the punch. So I'm at full extension here, so the best I'm going to get is a quick wrap on his ear. Combine it with that. So make sure it's down on here, bam. So try a step and then in. Yeah. See how that throws him off balance and it gets you closer so you can do more damage. Okay, so you're going to attack him, low punches, and you're going to do.
You're gonna have to stand on your knees.
Yeah. I've got her knees.
Why? You can come down.
Can he?
He's very tall.
I'm just going to kick him.
Oh!
Okay.
I think I've seen that in an Adam Sandler movie.
Probably.
Okay, so low punches, and do it with right gong, left punch, left hit. Yeah, gongs out.
Now, don't flick it. One side.
You do it with the palm, but and make sure that's up to it. Yeah, but so you do it like this. But yeah, you don't want to. There's no need to go on the edge. So you just move it out of the way.
If you did that, you wouldn't need to check. Huh?
It's gong pin punch. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh wait, this one?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Better than this.
Have him do a few domes first. With him.
Just off.
Just gong.
Make it slightly easier for him. Uppercuts are a little weird to deal with. Just do straight punches.
So is it just a gentle?
It's make it miss. Yeah.
Go ahead. Low punch. That's all.
Is it?
To reach out.
Oh.
Show you that. One more time.
You're not doing this. You don't want to do that. You want to.
Okay. Here. Cut that left. Okay. As soon as you see threatening motion. Because right now, he's getting all the way to here before you even step. So as soon as you see him move, go. You have to try not to get out here. Still out here. So you want to, don't drag the foot either, just, there, that's better. Try not to hop, just step them. Step them. Yep, that's it. Especially when you're learning things, there's no point in trying to do them with big force. Just light, go light. Yeah. Too fast. Yeah. That's better. Okay, now go to the inside. So same punch, but you're going to block with your left arm now. So your gong, what's happening is your gong went like that. Oh, so you gotta reach out and get it. So your arm should be mostly straight when you're doing that. It's like you haven't locked it, of course, but it's you're reaching outward than coming in. Palm. No, palm with this. That one you win.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, much less control if you smack it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is better. Okay. Try stepping forward with the right foot.
Okay.
Still pretty big stance. Bring the other foot with you. Wrong foot. You're trying to do it with too much force.
Yeah.
So it's like really when you're first learning it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like it's rather leisurely. Don't try to be the big dynamic or nothing. Just look at it. Yeah. Reach out fully with the techniques, of course. So, part of what's happening. So come in. And what's happening is this. It's you're getting close. You're getting close to it, and then going like this. So back up. You should be reaching out towards it as it comes in. So he throws that. So I get that out there away from me. So you don't want it to get this close to you. So that reach out and start moving it as quick as you can. Then it's a lot safer. You got a lot more room to work. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Try not to stop. I'm trying not to stop.
You're pushing rather than trapping.
Right.
You're going like this rather than
Like here. But you're kind of going.
trapping. Yeah, you're pushing him away.
And by
It should be you should be trapping him into his own body. So
Oh,
he
it
can't
goes
get away from
into him?
So he can't get away from him.
Okay.
A good fighter,
Yeah.
an experienced fighter. If you do, no, I'm sorry. If you do this, it's just gonna hit you right here. Okay?
or if there's something wrong with this, then it'll come around.
Right. So catching him,
Yeah.
he still doesn't have a chance to bring that in,
Yeah.
to barrel.
So you push
It keeps the energy into him rather than giving it to his shoulders.
So the picture go into his body.
Here,
Into his body.
Catch, push in, punch.
right.
So
That will also
so-
serve. That'll also serve to keep you from collapsing your chest.
Punch.
Yeah.
So naturally,
Wait.
probably like this.
Yeah.
Right? Like that.
No. So we don't want to knife it like that because that means that you're hitting it with your bones.
Okay.
You want to like this. So just push it out of the way.
Push in.
You don't even really need to push it, you just need to guide it.
That's it. There you go.
Think efficiency. It's not efficient to throw something away.
Yeah.
Not if you want to hit the guy.
Like this.
Palm. Okay.
I gotta use that. I think it'll work.
Yeah. Take the back foot with you.
Why do I not bring that?
Taekwondo.
Yeah, most likely it's your prior training. And with Goju-ryu,
Like, it's
Shorin-ryu, Taekwondo,
Yeah.
any of the Japanese or Korean martial arts, very hard. So you go to block and you want to knock that out of the way. You don't want to control it. You just want to knock it out of the way and hit. Whack it. You know.
It's just hold.
Well, it doesn't. What I would say is Jeet Kune Do, when an actual fight happens, to the uneducated eye, Jeet Kune Do doesn't look special.
Pretty.
No, it doesn't look like some weird, cool secret something. It just bam, and you hit them a bunch of times, and then there you go. Somebody might ask you, it's like, well, did you do boxing or something? Because like they might recognize that your punches had a structure to them.
Right.
But yeah, or you did kickboxing. It's easy.
Muay Thai or any of
Yeah.
that.
That's how they come in.
You're
Brain look like.
you're boinging. You're going boing like that. There we go.
Footwork.
Yeah.
Work.
Part of it too is that you're sideways, you're going like that to be towards them. There you go. Just wherever you're going, it's like, yeah, you should keep your center pointed at the opponent. So if he's there, don't let your body be doing this. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
The side, I think my side profile is going to
Yes.
These here. Down and strike.
Now, yeah, go ahead. So it was the one that I said the first time.
Oh.
So you're gonna punch, go no.
Yeah.
He is. You're doing it first. I'm back. Yeah. But I would not move my groin into the path of your block. Because
Unless you want to get touched.
you moved to the left and guided it to the left.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think it was gonna
I didn't
go
notice
left.
that.
Yeah, so if you're gonna go inside, go the other direction. This one will go pretty fast. Just bam. Right now, you're going straight horizontal.
Yeah.
Try blending with him a bit more. It's better.
A little bit more sharp.
More.
I'll work on my foot.
Good. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Move, when he moves this way, move this foot. Up towards him.
Yeah, that's better.
See how much easier that is to hit the guy?
Nope.
Yeah, deep dive in there. You're already past him, you know, and you're hitting him on the right on the side of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Right on that button of the jaw.
Yeah, that was it.
Good night. Yeah.
Now, the main thing to keep in mind is try not to get into any poses with your legs. At the moment, when you do this, you're ending up kind of like this.
Yeah.
So bring it with you and keep your weight evenly distributed. So be in your good fighting stance. Don't let it get wide and deep or leaning off to one side.
Good, nice. Nice. Look good.
Good. There's only a couple cases where something like that is potentially necessary, and they usually involve being attacked by multiple people while you're in a corner up against the wall, something like that. That's where you could be switching, doing leaning onto different legs to get more twists because you have no room on either side. But yeah, if you've got the room to move around, you just want to make sure that you don't do this because it's very hard to get back once you go your weight.
Again, if you're fighting somebody more experienced, they can pull you off.
As we know, if you kick the knee that has the weight on it, down you go. Yeah. Okay, so now you are going inside. So now I want you to go, you're punching the same, now go to the left. Good.
Nice.
Okay, now switch to left hand. Do the same thing. Good. Now, if you see that side coming forward, it actually allows you to get a little closer to it. So, that's kind of fun. Sorry, but I'll be all right. So, but basically, the other one, you kind of had to get around his lead leg and get out here this way. But if you are in matching stances like this, I don't have to move as far. So, intercept and roll around him, essentially.
Also, the way he threw that, the way he particularly threw that. You're here, boom. Look at his knee. Look how much.
Kick it.
Look how much pressure he's got on his knee.
Yep. Good. Okay, now other way. You do the same thing. Good. Good. Okay, your turn. So start with right hand, straight left, down low. So you, yeah, start with that one. But more aggressive. Like, not aggressive in your energy, I meant more aggressive in how far you're moving, because he kind of goes around like that. So yeah, so even if you're doing it lightly, the motions should still not be little tiny. Okay? There's a little thing I want you to work on, and it'll help keep you from feeling as panicked. Right now, when you're stepping to the left, your first motion is actually setting your right foot back. So at the moment, you're going like that, which is, I think, is making you feel slightly unready because you're actually moving backwards before it comes in, so you feel like you have less time. So that backward step isn't necessary. Just keep that right foot down, and then go forward. There you go. It's much calmer. So yeah, because that kind of footwork doesn't do anything. So practice a calm, controlled footwork. Oh, right there. Ah, yeah. So yeah, do not move that right foot back. Simply focus on, when you step forward, put your weight right here. Like this. So as you step forward, just focus on weight going forward into the toes rather than put the foot back. There you go. Better? Nope. Ah.
Trey got in that habit of moving his feet a whole lot. And
Yeah.
Still does.
Mm-hmm. Problem is all his techniques are so scary that it doesn't get exploited. Wait. Okay. Now, second step. Don't do that.
You're not a horse.
Yeah. So
Of
the way,
course you're
the way that you do that is by think like the fencer. That's why it's. We don't have that.
It's in your book.
Yeah. Okay. The footwork comes from fencing. So think like.
JKD comes from 3 different arts: Wing Chun Kung Fu, Western boxing, and fencing. We get the punching from boxing, the footwork from fencing, and Wing Chun, and the trapping from Wing Chun.
When they say Western, don't they just mean America?
Right.
So he was meaning that specifically.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
So make it soft.
Make it be like Robin Hood. Good. Yeah. We're moving from light.
Yeah. That's what
What?
I think that's
Well, this Errol Flynn played Robin Hood.
Back in the 1930s.
Yeah. He's one of the most famous Robin Hoods that for movies. Yeah.
Certainly not Kevin Costner.
No.
I always saw the Disney Plus.
Fox. And he never stabbed anybody.
You never saw Daffy Ducks?
That was the best one ever.
That was the best one ever.
Daffy Ducks.
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck is
Where Friar Tuck is
Yeah.
looking for
Yeah, I
Robin.
saw that.
Yeah.
Friar
and
Tuck was
they don't
Porky
believe
Pig.
him. Yeah.
I also like the Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
He did it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry Ewells did a pretty good job. Ewells,
Nobody knows how to say his name. I say Elwes.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Elwes, yeah.
ELWES is how it's spelled, so I don't know how you. Sort of like how Paul Harvey did one of his spotlights, where he wouldn't tell who it was, but he was talking about a guy who no one could say his name, and they made fun of him. And finally, at the end, he said, "And now nobody has any problem saying Arnold Schwarzenegger."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. That's right here. I can't.
You know who Simon David Jr. was?
Yeah.
part of the Rat Pack?
Yeah.
He was on Johnny Carson. He said, I got a problem with him.
Yeah.
And Johnny says, what's your problem with him? He says, his name.
Schwartz.
Arnold.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You moved it already. We can't show up
Yeah.
now.
But
Let's try it again. So that.
nope, still good.
Yeah, you're
Still got
shifting that, you're shifting that foot to take off on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So
simply take off on.
yeah.
Not shifting.
So just go.
Right.
Just go.
Mhm.
Footwork and punching. So many people, and I mean so damn many people, make an effort of going, whoop,
Even in Taekwondo,
Yeah.
the clock is ready to go. Right?
Yeah.
So no. You shoot it from where it is. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's a big giveaway from people who do taekwondo stuff who haven't worked on that footwork. You'll see right before they throw a kick, they'll go
Right.
Yeah.
that because they feel like they need to get the good base before, when they would be a lot faster if they just
And
let
there's
it
a
go.
whole lot of karate guys that'll do the same thing and shoot
Right.
back like the Thai fighters.
Yeah.
They go like this.
But
Jump in on them. as
But
soon
yeah,
as they
if,
step
if
the
somebody
footwork.
draws back, then make them draw back more by hitting them in the base.
So everything, my punch should start from here, right? My punch is going to start from here. I'm not going to go, whoop, ah.
No, because that
Whoop,
if he pushes me like that,
boom.
like
Oh,
if he, that makes me want to put this out there.
right.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
I pop and punch from there.
it's
Same
like
with your footwork.
Yeah.
You got to start from here.
because think about how much more warning I have if he goes.
Right.
Because your head bobbles down,
Right.
and you can really tell they're coming. So yeah, it's like yes, that will hit harder,
And people do those things.
but dang, that threw off my.
Oh, in your
Well,
wrist.
you know where all the blood just flies in and
Yeah.
all your blood pressure,
Yeah.
it's fucked up. Yeah, that actually went boom, and like I got hit. Ouch. Yeah, but it's like yes, you'll hit harder, but which is better? Swinging hard enough that you would kill them if you hit them,
And break your own hand.
break your own hand, but probably also gonna miss, or
Yeah.
hit lighter but hit them, like strike lighter.
Yeah.
So it's like right here, it's like obviously it's like it takes a lot of training to get that same amount of oomph in a small space, but I would rather do that and actually make contact than the large motions that don't hit. People can see this coming from a mile away. That's why it's also like that sort of thing. When you see someone's a swimmer, that's what I call them when they do that. It's like you just have to get in on that because otherwise it starts to become like trying to find a blender because they just do so many that it's hard to track. So if as soon as you see the first one, if you hit them, then they're not gonna get in that good rhythm. So.
Yes.
Just block it.
Don't think about your eyes. Don't think about them. I see you going like this. Don't do Your peripheral, you'll see that. You'll know where that's coming. You can see all of this movement down here without having to look.
The easy thing is your brain doesn't want to get hit, right?
Yeah.
So if you leave it up to the peripheral to do that, your subconscious starts taking care of it. So it means your block will be better because your body goes, if I mess this up, I'm gonna get hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Try going the other direction. So it'll be left hand and hit, but you're doing the same thing. Good. Hit with elbow if you want. Strike is relevant. Vertical fist.
You could build you could anything.
Like if you're gonna punch, do vertical fist on the face.
Open hand, whatever.
And you can hit other targets. You can punch him in the dick if you want.
Sure. You don't have to punch.
That's the
him.
last thing that they're gonna expect you from Jimmy.
Give you a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He thinks you're built like a chihuahua, that your dick is up here.
I decided midway that Dentian was a better target. If you kind of pinned on that, goes out. Oh. So get inside his arm. There. Much less effort on your part. Yeah.
Try to keep your hand open and straight. You're handcuffing, wanting to grab. Try to keep it open and straight.
Okay.
See how you're bending your fingers?
Yeah, slightly. So just keep it.
It's not iron,
Yeah.
but neither is it curling. It's keep the fingers straight and don't do anything with them. Yeah.
These tiny little moves they'll make more sense a little bit later on. Whenever you're pressed hard, you want to really conserve every speck of energy you can. Every speck. You know, you don't want to waste time grabbing or energy grabbing or doing unnecessary movements. Boom. Because you may have more people to take on. You know.
Do that again.
Never said.
Okay, what I was watching for, sometimes you're alternating between Gong Sao and this. So this is less threatening to him. And so it means that he's less likely to get his defenses up for that. Because if somebody punches and they feel outright resistance like that, especially if it's down here, they know something's going to come up high. So it's the difference is with this. If I just make it move to the side, this doesn't feel like he's been stopped. So that way this can come up, and psychologically it just feels less threatening. Yes. Okay. Now try switch hands and do the same thing. Wrong side. Oh.
Straighten out your elbow.
I see it.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
That's a good one. You're tending to do it like this, with it way out here and up here. That means that all you're doing it with is your rotator cuff. Oh, like this. So it's going to have an awkward reach. Yeah. So elbow in. So we're doing it with the shoulders, the shoulder muscles rotating this way rather than having this up and then doing it here. So by keeping the elbows low right here, it's a lot more economical just to come this way. You can see it versus this.
Okay.
Right. Because this doesn't have as much of a reach, and if I misjudge it, he can go right under that.
Yeah.
So if I keep the elbows close to me, then keeping that right there, I'll reach much further down, and it's a lot easier for me to do what I need to do.
Do I need to move around it? Can I just
Yeah, that
go
would be
straight in?
It's either one. It depends on if you want to blast straight in or how much momentum he has. If he outweighs you and he's got a lot of forward momentum, it might be a good idea to go this way. It depends on if you think you can stop his momentum. Because you can intercept somebody on a curve. Good. The way of thinking about it, I suppose, is if a guy was coming at you and you had a baseball bat, it's the decision of, I could stop him by jabbing him in the face with it, or I could stop him by hitting him across this way. So either one is very effective. It's just, if I poke him in the face, is he going to then run into me and knock me over? Yeah. Like, probably don't do that against a 300-pound guy who's running at you as hard as you can.
Yeah, he's gonna pull me over.
Yeah. Okay, but
That's when you go around.
But if you go this way, he'll go.
That's all it
You'll
is.
hit him and boom, there's a trick on the way.
Okay, so it all depends on their height and how.
Well, size matters a whole lot.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I found that out in Taekwondo quick.
Right, right. It'd be harder for you to kick him in the head than it would be for him to kick him in the head,
Right.
just because of your leg diseases. You know, but since you're smaller, you actually have the opportunity to get inside and do a lot more damage.
You
I'm an
get-
inside fighter.
Where you are comfortable, most people are very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like
Even amongst us, if you have shorter arms, and once you get in, we will feel like you're too close, and you'll be comfortable.
Whenever
you can slap me.
he's got left reach, so I want to get inside where I can do a lot of damage.
I just had an interesting epiphany. I was just in watching board and hit like that. It's like I was just thinking about how there's lots of techniques in other martial arts, and sometimes we have them too, where you'll do something and like say it's a complex bit of footwork, and what those come across as is it's sort of like when you see it, you say, "Wow, that's a neat trick," and I realize that there's many martial arts who the entire martial art is a neat trick. It's like every single move that they have is, wow, that's a neat trick. And so it means that that's how they get all tangled up, is because they're never just going straight up, bam. It's like it's all weird, cool, twisty, sideways things, and then it's like, where's the bam?
Right.
It's like, so it's like the basics of it are neat tricks, and the advanced of it are neat tricks. And so you never get into just, I'm going to hit you a lot.
The simplest way is usually the best way.
Right.
You Star Trek fan? Montgomery Scott.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Years ago, talked about you make a thing very complicated. It's easy to throw a monkey wrench and you screw the whole thing. So, you know, same with fighting. Keep it simple. I've got a bigger guy. He's got a much greater reach than I. You know, if he's poking at my face, I want to poke at his legs. Okay? I want to make him reach for me, and then doing that, there's my balance point, right? If he's a great kicker, I want to get in here and jam his big long legs up so he can't do that.
That does kind of make me think of, there's a while there where you were having us primarily do that with our front kicks, is to practice dodging that.
Right. That was just for that particular thing.
You're
Just for a
reminding me
big
of,
old,
I remember for a while you were teaching us a particular reflex, and then you decided it was a bad idea.
well,
The reflex was that we'd be working on the bags, and then you'd shove us from behind, and then we'd punch the bag. And then I think you decided, he's like, I don't want that to be your reflex. You should kick the person who shoved you. But yeah, it was making me think, it's like, so if I get shoved from behind, then I'll punch him in the head. Bam! Oh! But it did come in handy the other day when I got pulled. It's like, and that's because who was it working with me with the cane on the bag. I was on the bag.
going or
Yeah, I was going. No, it was Sherrod. He kept hooking the strap on the back, and he yanked it and yanked it along, and my first thing was, right.
go for it.
Yeah. So you yanked me at you, I'm gonna hit you.
That is very much a good valid point. So we're engaged in a script. He's just talking all kinds of crap to me, and he wants to beat my ass. So to do that, he's got to come at me, right? So am I going to back up? I could. But that's not me. So if he raises his hands to hit me, the most direct part is from here, and I'm not going. I'm not cocking this sucker. I'm just going straight in. Right? I always put up a guard. Always. Elbow in to guard my ribs. Hand up high to guard my chin. Right? I could take a hit to the head.
Yeah.
I couldn't take a hit to the jaw. So I
Not
want
many
this here.
people can.
Right. And I couldn't take a hit to the ribs. Ribs hurt. If you've ever had a cracked rib, you can't breathe for weeks. So it's like
Your ribs like to flex, so yeah. Can't flex if they're broken.
So with me, I've trained myself to be very aggressive. get this fight over quickly. And I don't do fancy, yes, I'm not. No. I'm most likely going to hit you and hit you the same way. Because I found that target. Bam! And let's say he gets a good block in. Boom, 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 whack! And then I boom, 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 whack! That's setting up a tell. I'm making him think I'm going to hit him in the stomach, and then I trap him and hit him again.
Yeah.
That's what you guys have been doing. Right? Boom, 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 whoo! Gong's out punch.
That was a moment that I saw in John Wick where they forgot about some anatomy problems that would happen. Like we were talking about, like, get hit in the jaw. The reason that's dangerous is because it turns your head real fast.
Well, and it just look at your
Just
jaw.
looking at your jaw. But turning the head real fast is how you get knocked out.
Oh.
When you get
Partly.
partly, it's because your skull moves, and since your brain is suspended in fluid, the brain doesn't move as fast, and so it gets bruised on the side. And that's also what a concussion is.
Oh.
So, but what was funny was he had the girl there, and he wanted to knock her out, but he hit her with his gun, and that made her pass out. But it's like that actually wouldn't have, because her head was still. So like it's like if you hold someone's head completely still and then you bash them on the head, that's not gonna knock them out.
But it could crack their
If
skull.
you crack their skull open, then they're dead. But I mean, like if you just go bash, it didn't really do anything. That was just ow. Yeah.
When you're working
Yeah.
with Bob and you want to do a knockout shot, shoot for the jawline.
Yep. Right on the
But
the joint.
the chin is okay, but you're almost guaranteed a knockout if you hit it back in the jawline.
The good thing about it too is that like the jaw in the front, as you can see, has a lot of flexion. It can be pushed
Quite a bit.
all the way. But if you hit them here, this doesn't really go anywhere. It just turns the whole head. So that's why it's a better target. Turning, if you can get them to spin that head completely sideways, then that's the good shot. Yeah.
Or a good jab forward. You'll watch their eyes roll.
Oh.
If you get knock them like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Done that. I've done that a dozen times.
Yeah. That's read. So
Sparring in and fights.
as we learned from a thing that happened a few months ago, if you see that, catch him. Because there's a guy he's in jail now because he punched a guy and the guy fell over and bashed his head on the ground and died.
Slowly.
Yeah, he died. So it's like
So
it's
yeah,
like
you hit a guy,
if you see that,
and you see his eyes roll,
Yeah.
grab him,
catch him
let him down.
so that they don't crack their head on the curve. or
grab
whatever.
his shirt, whatever,
Yeah.
and spin him so that he doesn't.
Yeah.
The first thing he hits is not his head,
So put him on the side.
unless you want to kill him.
Right.
If you want to kill him, somebody's gonna have it on camera. Give me a pillow. One of the last sparring matches I was in before my heart attack, I had a guy, and it was a beautiful shot, right up the lip and the nose, boom, and I watched his eyes go like.
Yeah.
I stepped up and went, and that is what you call a committed punch. And he's like, you knocked me out because you got mad.
Thanks for catching me.
Who was that?
The guy I fired for smoking pot.
Oh, him. Yeah.
We were in a gym downtown. There were cops that went to this gym every day. The guy that owned it was airman. And his very first night, right after he earned his black sash, I was trying to retire. Gave him the keys, everything.
Yeah.
He moved in, decided to light up a doobie.
You decided to live there.
In the school, yeah, he was gonna live there. And the owner gave me a call. Said, I don't know what's going on, but blah 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 blah. So they're smoking pot. So I called him, fired it, right there, Oh, cussing, I was mad, I was so damn mad. So, I was trying to retire before I ever met you.
I'm
Long
betting,
before I met you.
I'm betting if that had happened, you would have lasted 3 months.
That's what happened last time I tried to retire.
Right, you would have lasted 3 months, then Yolanda would have said, get the hell out of here, and
Well, I had a heart operation, right? So I thought, I'm done. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 6 months. I said, I guess I'm not done.
So when you're on the outside then, right, you said keep it close to your elbow close.
Close to you.
Is it just for outside?
no,
It's always.
Or should it
Always
just
elbow
every
close.
time?
if you, keep that elbow close. The rotational energy actually comes from your core if you do that.
Go to the other side so that people at home can see what you're doing.
So I lean. Do that. So if I didn't lean, it would look like this. Come on. It would look like that, and he would probably still get me. So it's just turning this way, and that also
Firing that at the same time.
that also brings my punching hand close to it. So by going like this, like that, right there, in range. And if I go it on the other side, it's right there. But yeah, it's I keep this right here because like, say if I wasn't being good and hitting at the same time, if I did a big one like this, he just has to change his angle a little bit, and now that the ribs are right there.
Yeah.
So if it was just here, just right there, and that's an easy little jab for a boxer to do. So yeah, we want keep that there.
Is that every block then you have to keep it close to your?
It's a very good idea to be right here. Like this.
There's no rules. You can't say everything. No.
That's why I said good
So
idea.
depending-
It's like if you keep things right here and keep this here so that your ribs are protected, you can do all these strikes and it keeps them small, but it's not for everything.
If he's turned this way and he throws this big old overhand, I can't keep my hand.
No,
Yeah.
you
You've
have
got
to
to
do
do that. You've got to expose yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not just blocking, right?
Yeah.
So you're
But it's just if there's no reason to expose yourself with techniques if it's not necessary.
Right.
Oh,
So it's been like the gong style is more effective anyway if
Yeah.
it's down here for. So that's why no reason to do this.
okay.
Yeah. So it's
Now,
and
the bong cell itself, you're exposing yourself. That's why you keep that guard.
but by its nature, you should only be doing a bong style if the threat is on this side of it. So therefore you're protected. So he throws a chest. So the threat's over there.
Yeah.
If he threw that punch, I would feel it because he can't punch my ribs from here without turning his shoulder. So if he tried to punch me with the other hand, he has to withdraw. So this is right there. So even then, it's not 100% safe, but I can feel it happening.
Okay.
If he does that, then I just kick him in the nuts. He goes,
This is why I don't block. I attack.
yeah.
Always attack. The guy just clenches his jaws and looks wild at me. I'm going to hit it.
That's why I vowed never to do it again. But I fell into that trap just for a moment on Shields' second day.
Oh.
So I fell into the trap of asking, well, what if I do this technique? Then what do you do? It's like the answer is punch you in the head before you do it.
Right.
So it's like
The whole answer.
not wait for you to do your spinning back fist and then do stuff. It's like, no, I'm just gonna attack you some more. Okay, a couple more, then we'll switch. Yeah. Okay, you're doing kind of like a backwards long style at the moment.
Yeah.
You're going and jamming like this
So just
with the forearm. So just this down here.
Shift your hips. That way.
just
Like this. So he throws that at me.
Yeah.
So I go here. It's the difference between this and this. See how much better angle that is for me? So when you come in, turn my center to point at them. So yeah, you don't want to move to the side and then have this kind of be over here.
Yeah.
I want to twist. Come this way. Yeah, better. Yep. Okay. Good. Okay. Now, other hand. I mean, other direction. Other direction.
But,
So yeah, you're gonna go right palm, but he still has hand touch.
so I'm going in now?
Yep.
It's gonna be on the inside.
Yep. Make sure you're looking at it. Okay. Now don't close. Nope, you're closing. Still closer. Okay. Let me show you.
It's because you brought that up like this, that's why you missed it. Keep your elbow in,
So
pivot, swivel, pivot your elbow. Keep your arm in, swivel your elbow.
one of the theories with Wing Chun, that of course we don't take it all the time, but we take it for a lot of it, it's called the unmovable elbow theory. The idea is that your elbow joint basically stays in the same spot right here. It's not swinging like this. Okay? It's just all of it is right here. So keeping this close and then just rotating right here. Yeah. So how we practice this then again. Like that. Rather than okay, there. So
Keep the elbow down,
yeah.
gong sound.
Reach out to it. I see. Okay. It's all in how you're thinking of it.
Yeah.
Right now you're stepping to the side and actually bringing this up and then going ha and hitting it like that.
Yeah.
Instead, reach towards it. So again, then now go for it. So stab at it rather than swinging it. And then turn. That's better. But don't leave it there. That's better. You're getting there. Don't try to just step. The reason is that what tends to happen a lot is that you'll see it's like people when they engage for sparring for the first time, when they are blocked, they tense up and resist the block. So like they'll punch, then they'll feel that tension and they'll go just for a second, and so there'll be all that going on. But if you just relax, then it means that if it gets blocked, it comes right back and you've got something else that you can do. You don't want to have tension in your arms ever. Yeah. Okay. Your turn. So right punch, down.
You're gonna get some rain, Michael. Well, for
Immerse in it. Yep. Good. Okay, switch hands. Go the other way. Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it. Ready?
I'm gonna have to pull the heaters out.
Yeah, finally.
Now,
Darn.
Saturday it's only supposed to get us high about 65.
I'm actually really ready to wear long pants again.
But Monday, it's gonna be back up to 80. Tuesday, 82. He's looking at.
Not all of it.
Do you often have trouble with that occasion? I noticed that sometimes you put up your left.
Sometimes.
Yeah. My she cannot.
Really?
You tell right and left, she has no idea. It's like
I think
she has some sort of system.
That's that LSD that she was taking.
if I hear it, I don't know, it's different. It's like.
She also has a weird thing where whatever part of your brain and body that says I have to go to the bathroom is non-functional with her. She has no warning that she needs to go to the bathroom. She just has to be on a timer.
That sounds like a physiological thing. That's been all her life. She have no.
No, Dad remembers that when she was growing up.
She dropped on her head.
Maybe. She's older than him, so parents aren't going to tell him about that. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Actually,
So be the arm breaker.
treat for you So we worked with him for a really long time, freestyle. So he's gonna do whatever. So you're gonna have to not stand like that first. You're gonna
Why not? You said he could freestyle.
freestyle, not
This
party.
is where,
Oh! So, yeah, it's you do, well, only low hits.
Okay.
But either hand. So you have to respond to him however he does it.
Yes, sir.
So right now, both of those, you got those backwards. So switch those in your hand. Good. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you are aggressive with your, that you don't have to match him directly. So I don't have to go, which foot is he gonna do? Because as you see right there, it's like, I can go on this side, or I can go on this side. This side is a lot more direct in that case. So if it does that right, and starts like that, then this is going to be a lot more intense of an exchange because I'm not blending with him. So this is why it's important to have your long style reach out and intercept quickly. Because you see that, it's like, by doing that, I made him just barely slide by. So it means that you don't have to necessarily watch his feet and hips and match him. It means that you have to adjust to whichever one it is and be aggressive at all times. Reach out with that long style to get it, and that will give you a lot more of an edge. Also, the moment that he goes,
You're here.
Can I get it?
You're hearing.
Slice my finger.
Are you cut?
Get your bandage on.
also the moment that he goes, you
Alcohol.
should go forward.
Little like that, it kind of looks like he's gonna pass off the new truck.
Well, people, it's like, this is, of course, when we're practicing, it's in context. This isn't just somebody standing there who hasn't said anything to you yet. This is somebody where you can tell that there's a confrontation because you're facing them. And so when somebody goes forward like that, that's a threatening move. Not. And you will also assist him to stop.
You're not good, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just slice my skin off. Sure.
I was gonna say where?
It's, I'm not flipping you out, I swear. Please don't break it.
Oh! Were you pulling the old grandpa trick?
No!
It's like, Grandma, I hurt my finger. Whack!
Your finger
I'm
hurts
gonna
more?
say, get your hand out
Yeah.
that finger.
Now
Yeah.
you're not worried
Look
about
at
that
that
finger.
Ready?
Use your hair. Use your ears. He's gotta have it going. Use it. You can hear him breathe.
Now he holds it.
See him a mile away. Come on. Sit forward towards him. Jam him up. He's a falling tree. You see that?
That's the thing that you can work on is you are leaning a good foot before you move.
Before you
Yeah,
move.
you're from the side. You're going about.
Yeah, yeah, you're a falling
Okay.
tree.
Yeah.
You're really leaning.
You're actually catching yourself with your footwork. You're going
Okay.
like that.
So move your feet first. Keep your head out.
Okay.
Head above. Okay, so I'll give you a quick example of how to react to this. The things to watch.
Getting better at this.
It's just training. He has been doing it for over 10 years.
So as soon as you see motion, and I can tell from how he's moving, his hands didn't come up like this. So that's the clue that he's going something down low because I can see they're coming out. So this gives you quite the advantage because I know he's leaning forward and coming like that. That means you can get your block. Both of you are going. And it's like two dominoes. It's a hard thing to stop because your body wants it to begin in order to act quickly.
But make it begin with.
Yeah.
Bodies.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Arm breaker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not on this.
Arm breaker.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, Foxfire. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's done it yet.
Yeah.
well, so he was.
We actually start doing it Saturday.
How much?
Did we get our back and forth mixed up somewhere? Because both of them have done this.
Right.
Both did the previous one. But I thought that we had started with. Okay. Okay. Now.
Now, you gotta be real precise at this to make
Yes.
it work.
And now, of course, what you have to do is make sure that you are
Don't overextend your arm.
Yeah,
right.
Keep it bent.
right. But now, how you must practice, since he knows what's coming, it means that the elbow is relatively safe. So what you have to do is you have to pulse it, not catch it. So let's go that. So this is kind of what you're doing. Straight up my face. Like this kind of. And so that's not really going to do anything. Focus on it being a strike. That. Okay, so snap it.
Keep your arm tight. Your arm tight.
Now, what you can do is try not to pose out here like this. So, and relax. So at this moment, right after you do it, you need to relax here. Focus on. Immediately relax your arms so that you can do other stuff.
You've ever, that was a little high on that.
Yep.
If you've ever done this to anybody, and I don't know that you have, but I have, in a sparring match, they'll retract that so fast. You make that hit, they'll go and protect their arm.
Even if you haven't done it too hard, that if you tweak it just enough, they'll go no.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do a move like this, right? He's keeping that nice and tight, and that was right on the button. So if he's got that extended, wait a minute, that's going to go pop, and he's going to withdraw it real fast, and then you're going to bam, 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 you know, with your other hand. So go ahead, I'm going to boom and withdraw it. Boom, like an inch. Boom, 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 wait.
Yep. It's basically over at that point as long as you seize the opportunity.
Right. So notice I didn't change anything. Boom. Withdraw. My left hand's hitting it first because that's what's closest to it.
Mhm.
I'm consciously thinking about the lead.
Good.
Feet.
Ah.
Feet first. Feet first. Boom. Anticipation.
Okay. As you can see there, if you get too deep with this, it's not going to work. If you get fully blended sideways,
That's not gonna work.
it doesn't have a lot. So this
That's
is
what attack
this is something where you have to kind of keep it in front of you, and this will jam it if you keep it up. So you have to keep in mind that of when this is done. This is not done when somebody's running at you. It's going to hit your head. This is for when somebody is maybe they threw a few and you couldn't get in a clean hit, and they've gotten a little sluggish.
Possibly.
Like that, and they let one relax out there too long. So then they throw that, yeah, and then
Also, if you get lucky with a box out,
just hit it.
this is where you break that elbow real good.
Yep. Yep.
But you've got to know what you're feeling
Mm-hmm.
whenever he throws a punch like that.
Got to know the angle of the
You got to
wrist.
know what you're feeling. And I put these two fingers bah!
Mm-hmm.
to get it.
Yeah. Try to keep it tight.
Now try not to grab. That was a different
If
example.
you do the grab, you would have to actually commit to a separate strike. So like if you box out and got a hold of it, you have to then go.
Yeah, you're gonna wind up and get into a different position on that.
Because
This is a quick straight in. Bah!
okay. Yeah. Because as we know, if somebody throws a punch like that and then this happens, their arm will tense up. So because you're probably going to be grabbing them intensely. And so the moment that you do this, they tend to tighten up. And so this isn't going to work anymore. So you have to, if you're going to get that, then you have to really put your shoulders and your hips into that to get a full strike.
And which is not a very good thing to do at that point, unless
Right.
you're just trying to break his arm.
Right.
You're trying to
You
dislocate
think
his
that-
elbow.
He's gonna bring him on.
But there are easier things to do in that case. If you grab this accidentally or on purpose, you grab this, it's easier to do that.
Yeah.
Just step in and elbow the crap out of it. But this is really a fight. Step in and boom, straight into it.
Okay. Go for it. Snap at both sides.
Hit this hard. Boom. Ready? Good. Again. A little short. One more. Good. But that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to dislocate.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right, try left hand. Up a little higher.
I'm gonna drill another hole in my belt.
Good. Good problem.
Yeah, it is.
Better.
Go towards him.
Good. The thing to keep in mind, you did it well on the last one. The thing to keep in mind is that it's how you think of this technique as you're practicing it, and what kind of strike that you're doing. Because this is a fast strike intended to be done on a loose arm. And so it's the arm is all the way out here, and now you're going to go quick and strain that. So you're not going and using chest like this. You're not using a firm. You're not going like this. It is a quick like that.
If you want to set somebody up for this,
Yeah.
just a little bit. Get in their range and then out of their range.
Yep.
You want to set them up.
Yep.
They're throwing jabs at you. Keep out of the range. And then pop it.
Yep. Right there. So you set it up.
See what I did?
Yeah.
So back up a little bit.
This is a very good attack by draw then.
Right.
Yeah.
So you whoop, whoop, whack!
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And to that end, it's like how you practice it is very important in terms of your muscle memory. So you don't want to go and see how it kind of freezes right there on contact, because that's a pushing motion, and that means that is not going to do it, because what will do this is similar to it's like how I hurt this is not with a push, because if I push,
This would hurt.
then he'll just go with it. The joint compensates. How you sprain a wrist is
Hit.
quick. But it's like that's how you would hurt it, and we all know that from a sprain. It always happens quick. Yeah. So similarly with this, it needs to be like that. So that kind of strike. Like it's the difference between and that's the difference in how you practice. Yeah. Good. Just make sure that your targeting is good. Get a little bit high. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Move your head.
Gosh dang it.
Watch the playback.
Go
See.
ahead. All right.
I'm leaving with you.
Oh.
Yep.
Try my best.
Okay, so now you're to be the bad guy. Here, keep that nice and firm, and pop it. Yeah,
Keep it tight. Keep it bent.
Don't loosen this.
This is a dangerous technique to practice. And it's devastating to do so.
now.
I just want you to be
The thing to
prepared.
keep in mind as well is so he throws the punch like that. So it's where you practice, because if his elbow looks like that, I can't do it this way, because that's not going to hurt anything. That's just going to attack his shoulder, and this isn't enough to do anything to his rotator cuff. So if I see it coming in like this, I have to come up this way and down this way. Yeah. So no matter what the practice is, if he's coming in with a bent arm wherever the direction is, you got to aim at wherever the bend is. Okay. Other
That
hand.
wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad, but your hands were a little fun. Yeah.
That looked very chunky.
So what that one, your left hand was good, your right hand was bad.
Okay.
So you throw the punch. This one was good, but then you went this way. So you went down.
Right off your hand.
Right. So if it's coming this way, you have to go down. Yeah. So relax.
One down.
Relax. Okay. So this one, the punch came out here. So make a punch for me, but we're just relaxed. I'm gonna smack. So we're here like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you were punching a bit more out here,
Yeah.
then it would be this way.
oh,
But, so now the angle is different.
oh.
Right. The reason for that is Kung Fu is vertical fist. That's why you see in it's this, it's up. Yeah. Because they expect it to be down. Be like this. They expect that. So that's like if a boxer was going to attack you, then you would have to adjust from here. But if they're doing that vertical fist, you have to come up at it.
Most people don't.
Right. So you can expect
Do a boxer or
expect this for most people's average Street Fighter punches. They could surprise you. Yeah.
Oh, this try.
Yep. There we go.
Okay.
You landed it though.
Yep. If they were relaxed, that would have done something. The main thing is get that snap. Yeah. A little bit. You were here on your lead hand. Get up here. Yeah. If you're here, the wrist can flex, and that takes away your power. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Try other hand. Good. Now a little bit more straight though. Don't punch his friend. Although oddly enough, that came to me, that'd be a really nice indirect. There are two guys standing there and then just saying, I'm going to kick your ass. hit the friend over there. Not what they're expecting. Hey, you're going to have to fight all of them. Yep. If you attack one. Yeah.
Line the first one.
Yep. Now, and release hands. Not magic hands.
Okay.
Go. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it looks like you went and revealed something. Yeah. So I'm just saying, and have the hands here, but loose. You don't want like this. So loose hands, ready to hit other things. That sounds like similar phraseology to something that you tell kindergartners. Loose hands, ready to hit other things.
Did you get me on the hit?
When you see your ex walking down the street and brings a whole different idea to, I did that.
When it's your ex, yeah.
Not for me, I got it. I have no problem.
Probably be easy for you if you step with your right foot. Yeah, feel that?
Yeah.
And then as you can see, the reason I was talking about keeping your hands relaxed and not sending them places is, so if I've got this, so I hurt his elbow, and now is right there. Yeah.
One of my favorite Taekwondo stories was a guy named, hell was his name?
I don't know which story.
Chad.
Yeah.
I don't think you met Chad.
Maybe.
Chad and Marianne,
I don't know.
one time, when we were downtown. Big Taekwondo.
I gotta get going.
Oh, that's right, you gotta take on.
Okay.
Good job, man.
Yep.
But Chad really loved all the acrobatics and all that stuff. And
Cherry finger door.
Yeah, it's hard to get the door, man.
doing the flips and
Yeah.
all that garbage, right? And he loved Taekwondo. And my first meeting was, and he was just full of himself. He said, so, you do Taekwondo? How would you attack? I said, well, I would just kick you in the head. He said, well, kick me in the head. No, I'm not going to do that. Trust me, you won't. Kick me in the head. So he stepped back, the roundhouse kick, punched him in the ankle. Dropped him like a rock. It was hilarious. I thought it was funny. He was on the floor cussing, calling me all kinds of names, and going, that was fucking great. Show me how to do that. You son of a
Yeah. Yeah, that was before my time. All right, see ya.
See ya. Yeah. Again, you gotta have tough hands to pull up some crap like that. Because you're punching somebody's ankle.
My thumb is still repairing itself from the messed up block that I did.
Yeah. Yeah, he jammed his thumb.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, well, that'll work
You know,
again. Yeah.
A guy named Leon Lim, which
Young
was
Lin.
one of Taki Kimura's senior students. Whenever I met him, first time I met him in Seattle, they were doing a bilgi technique, bilgi exercise. And Leon had a bad habit of keeping his thumbs out. And Taki, Leon, tuck your thumbs. Yes, seafood. Pow! Right into somebody and just tore the shit out. He's been doing Jukudo for 20 years. But
Well, and not as severe. Because his thing was he caught it on
on
clothes.
somebody's clothes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It
So-
kept going.
So
And
yeah,
we were-
his hand kept going and he caught it on a sleeve.
Right. Because we were doing these techniques, we were doing these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went whoop, like that and pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad I caught it on the phone.
So
So he just grabbed it and said, I gotta go to the hospital. Yeah.
there's seafood. And I heard it pop. I was like, oh my God, he just broke that. So every now, he's in Australia now. But every now and then I'll text him and have some nice comments. He just goes, ha ha ha, I'm not funny anymore.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
it's repairing nicely.
Okay. Now we got bone out.
Okay.
So I punch at chest. And you bones out. Then lock and we hit in the face.
Now, there's a traditional bone cell, which is upward, elbow up block. So we do it from here like this. We cheat on it. bone cells.
Use
Yeah.
it as a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we go
Everything gets
towards it.
Elbow up,
Grab. So
thumb down, more or less.
grab. Then you can come around and do bam if you want it. Because you've got control of this now, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
like, and then grab it and now not so high.
okay.
Let me take it. It's right here. Yeah. So it's a lot quicker that way. That way you don't have to go.
Oh, okay.
So it's. Oh, see that?
Yeah.
No caressing. Yeah. Now,
Not so tight.
Okay.
also do that again. Yeah. So you're going
Yeah.
like this. So elbow up, not
Keep it
shoulder
bent.
up.
Keep it bent. Now don't chicken wing it. Don't bring it in like this. Keep it out.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee talked about being able to keep an egg nestled right here without dropping it or breaking.
And also not so sideways. Like you're kind of like.
Yeah.
Then you. So you should be able to do this with your shoulders side step forward. So without your shoulders moving very much. Okay. The goal is to stop me from hitting this. So there we go. The end. Don't need to do anything else.
Oh.
Right.
And then roll.
And
Don't
roll,
disengage. Don't disengage. Roll it.
roll under. I'll show you.
There. Oh.
So incorporate your elbow in there. Grind his elbow pretty
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
So that's an option for you.
Yeah.
It's good to keep this right here,
Yeah.
just so that you're not floating out in space.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So if you've got this, that
Keep
I can,
engaged.
I can keep engaged here. Do
Oh, okay.
That way, if for some instance you're blinded for a moment, you don't have to see. There's a lot of times we'll see how you disengage.
Well,
Yeah.
he couldn't on that one. I was right-handed.
Sure. You can still hold on to it.
Oh.
Well, I'm saying you couldn't ride the elbow. Yeah. Now, you got it.
Don't chicken wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
So
lying.
here's the difference.
This is why chickens are food,
Okay, so now
because they're dumb.
I'm going to push this way.
Yeah.
Resist. Come on. There you go. Okay, now 90 degrees.
Okay.
Resist.
Oh crap! Yep, that's
Right. Once you're past 90 degrees, you lose the whole ton of your strength. So yeah, should be just beyond 90, maybe like 100, 110 degrees. And that's where the strength is. The reason you have the strength is because it creates this arc right here,
Yeah.
which transfers a lot of the energy, any forward pushing energy, into your shoulders
Yeah.
and your torso. But once you get past 90, all the energy gets transferred against your skeletal system right in that area. So there's nothing you can do to resist. It's just strength against strength in that point. Okay. Bones out. Yeah.
Roll.
There you go.
Oh.
Roll.
So here,
Roll.
here, then roll over the top,
Oh, roll over the top.
like here.
Yeah.
Then just stay touching right there, and then back. Yeah.
Oh.
Back.
Right.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Okay. And now,
Now you're not ever going to use a bone cell from a distance.
Yeah, you and me.
You're not going to bone cell from this.
Yeah.
No.
You're going to bone cell from here.
So like I'm here and then I try to punch him in the face.
Oh,
So it lets it go by.
yeah.
So yeah, it's from either I punched and he blocked and then I try to punch again, or he punched, I blocked, and then I try to punch back. Something like that.
It's from close encounters. It's from here.
The only time I would potentially use it at a distance is if like I
wouldn't
was.
use it at this.
Well, no, it's like if I was, my hands were down and I was slightly caught off guard by a punch that was coming in from this quadrant. And so it's like where a long sow might be more effective. It depends on the angle.
For me,
This is actually a bit more defensive because I'm trying to absorb.
but that's it. I overcome my ability, my tendency to be heavy, right? So if I'm talking to you about movement,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going at him,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go boom. You know,
You're just gonna start straight.
right? And you know, you two are, so you know, when you're talking smack to me and he moves down,
Oh.
I'm still looking at you. I just want you to know, I'm still looking
That's not what happened to my buddies either.
at you. Now, I'm not staring at you, right? I can see him. I can see his movement. So he goes to move, what? And I hit it. Now, I don't even have to go, ugh,
Yeah.
bam! I'm ready to hit you. So you might think I'm going to hit you with this hand because it's nice and cocked, but actually it doesn't go like that.
Yeah. Keeping that there in order to be engaged with this person up here.
Right. So that's the efficiency. This hand's closer to him, this hand's closer to
It
me.
would be a bad idea if he did.
I don't want to go, boom,
Yeah.
and here.
Because now his back is to me for a second.
Right. This, you know, I'm right-handed, but you guys don't know that.
Yeah.
You know? So he moves, I attack. I still got you on my side.
Yeah.
Right? As he's moving off, I attack you. I'm dead.
Yeah.
So, and you gotta do those, I mean, just that depth.
Mhm.
So, to me, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is to go forward,
Oh.
not to do.
Right. Because then, guess what?
You're good. Yeah.
You'll do it again.
That's an invitation to cupcake.
Oh,
You know?
Do it some more.
And this is not that invitation. This is an invitation to go to the hospital.
For one of his tests, there were two people testing, and I picked up because like the other Uke was having issues being very good.
Those
and
are
we were-
Jerry's tests.
Yeah, and ours fighting back and forth wasn't really impressing them, and so they asked if I could help the other guy by attacking him, and so
Yeah, oh, yeah.
so
So, attack.
yeah, so I did.
Yeah.
I did two burpees.
Basically, all the way up to the
Chase-
wall.
chase
Oh,
him.
what the fuck?
Chased him across the room, and then they told me to quit it. They told me because Bill likes telling his guys to do the karate back up and then forward, but I didn't let them do the forward part. I just did the back up. And yet they told me, no, freeze after your first thing and just let him beat you up. It's like, that's not very good.
One of my tests, I don't remember if it was the second or third, I don't remember. But Michael and I was sparring, and he threw a kick. You know what? He stepped in.
Yeah.
One guy said, he missed that block. I didn't miss one. What are you talking about? I've been doing this for 20 years.
Oh.
I was like,
And at least to his credit, Professor Dale took him in the back and said he's been doing it for 50, so.
you might want to shut up.
Well, because what they didn't understand is they train to miss their partners. So they all work on hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So they practice like that. And then you do tonic. And so they train, they're too much in the mind of, well, that would have hit him had he been doing a real one. And the thing was, is I was doing a real one and he blocked a real one.
Yeah.
So that's happened. So he was thinking that if I was doing a fake one, a real one would have been closer, and therefore you wouldn't have blocked it because it would have hit you. So like it's weird. Yeah, it's yeah. That's called the classical miss. That's where you're thinking of all these. You're training in such a way that you have to have all these. Everything's hypothetical, and you're never actually working with the real thing.
And this is part of the reason. Not by far a big part, but part of the reason we're leaving this.
Yes.
It's because of the lack of reality.
Bruce Lee called that dry land swimming. The idea that you could practice swimming strokes for 20 years outside of a pool, and then one day you would be thrown into the pool and win a race. So it's like you spent 20 years going like this outside the pool and perfecting your technique in the air with no water.
But if you never got in the water,
And then never got in the water until it really counted.
And then you drown.
And then expecting to not only swim, but win. It's like so that's stupid. Martial arts is the only thing where it's a pervasive myth that by only pretending to do the thing will you become good at it. That's like a painter never painting, but just act like he's painting.
practicing.
And then saying, okay, today I'm going to win the art competition. And so now I will paint for the first time on an actual canvas.
So,
Yeah.
we started this year doing a lot more stuff, doing a lot more actual put on the techniques more. I don't want newbies to do that just yet because
That's how people get hurt.
Will we get hurt?
Well, because the thing about it is like when we spar, yeah, we put on all the gear and we're trying to get as close as we can to a real fight, but we're really only 25% of the way to a real one. No one's attacking with any ferocity. We're more like testing each other. So it's like I attack you for a burst to see how you do, and then you attack me for a burst, and it's not like there's an actual back and forth going on because like I can interrupt you and stop you, but it's more like we're allowing each other to learn things rather than just dominate somebody and be done. Because in theory it's like me versus you, we could just fight and see what happens, but somebody's going to get the upper hand, and the only way to get the upper hand in that situation is to hurt them, because that's often how a lot of techniques work. Is that I come in here and then just a devastating hit, and now you're limp, and now I do the rest of it. And so and you are not learning from that point forward.
There's been a few instances in my life where somebody in a sparring match would lose a hit, and I would try to disengage. Look, we're good. And then I actually got attacked, meaning
A genuine attack,
and I had to punch him hard.
Yeah, that was Sandy.
That was Cindy and Andrew.
Yeah, different Andrew.
The putts one.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
Yeah,
have
you had to
a
do it
rule that if you get mad, then you withdraw yourself.
It's just walk away.
And see, like when Anthony whacked me, what had made me mad was not that he hit me. It was that I felt that he had violated the spirit of what we were working on. That's what had made me mad. Was that it's like I was being liked, then he whirls around and whacks me in the head as hard as he can. That's what made me mad, because it's like I was going very easy, and then you just haul off and hit me. And it's like so that's what made me mad, and you can see it. There's a video of it, and you can see me begin to think about engaging, and then I shut off because I did like that, and then I was like, nope, because the actual words of the manual came to me, and it says, if you're mad in a sparring match, stop. And so it's like, because my intent at that moment was, okay, so you want to play that way? Yeah. It's like I'm going to show you what this is really like if you want to go, if you make me go as hard as you just went. That's kind of what it felt like.
Now there was an instance with a gentleman in here. He was combat vet. We were standing right there. As a matter of fact, he had his back to the information. And Michael was talking to him over here, and I was standing over there, basically where Michael was.
Yeah.
And we were talking about stuff, techniques and things. And
I believe you mentioned something to do with the hammer fist. And so then he just decided to do it.
Right. So I turned towards him,
Yeah.
you know, and he cracks me
He just went
on
bam!
his scar.
Yeah, when it was fresh.
You know, it was fairly fresh on this long ass scar with a hammer fist.
Bam!
And I went, don't kill your student. Don't, he's new, don't kill him. Ow! Because my first reaction is, "You're gonna die."
Yeah. For hitting you
No,
there.
feel the pain.
Oh.
I've had moments like that where have you ever had that where a thing happened and you actually didn't hurt? It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Something like that happened with me where my brain registered this should hurt, but I was mad enough that the pain never came, and I actually was never sore afterward either. What it was at a fight at a skate park, and a guy took his razor scooter and threw it at me, and the platform where you stand
Get your chin.
blade edge across my shins, and I felt nothing. It was weird. Like it's one of those ones like really hurt, but that I didn't feel anything because I was mad. I got Wolverine shins just for 30 seconds.
That happened with Chuck, a guy you never met.
Yeah.
He was doing real big to my legs. And you know, I see him coming and I go, you know, lighten up a little bit so that it pass through. You know, and he got me and goes, calm down, man. It's smartness. This isn't a fight. Did it again. Calm down, I'm going to do it to you. Did it a second time.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a black beater. We were outside sparring, and that boy had kick marks.
He started kicking it like crazy. Yeah.
And then I was wearing Kimpo gloves, which laced up.
Yeah.
And instead of hitting him here, I was hitting him like that.
Oh.
So it
So
breaks
lacing.
like the
Yeah.
race.
Yeah. Laces.
Yeah.
Right. So he had scratches all over his face.
Yeah, that was before I was here too.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
My
David
son
was your student. Yeah.
My son was about 15 at the time, and he was watching, and he was getting mad. He's going to kick his ass. He's going to kick his ass. Started kicking his ass, and David saw him. Really funny.
Stretching.
All right, yeah, do your stretching. Got about 5 minutes, so
Yeah, but with only two of us.
make it a quick.
Now, being in that narrow actually is hindering the stretch. What you want to do is be here and then focus on pushing your head towards your toes. So, and then arching your back the other direction. Like if you can get this way and actually start arching your back the other way again.
His head turns as red as yours does.
All right. Out a little further. There you go.
I don't think I can see that bald spot as much. The Rogate must be working.
Good. They said don't expect anything significant until about like 3 months.
Oh, you can use it.
They said usually one bottle should last you a month if you're doing it twice a day and using the required amount.
Okay.
And so I'm not done with the first bottle yet.
Okay. It's been about 3 weeks or so.
Yeah. What's kind of funny is like the science of it, I guess I don't understand. It says clearly on it, says this does nothing with receding hairlines. It said it only helps this. So it says will not help at all with this. Which I don't know what it is about.
Probably a different kind of skin.
I
You know,
suppose.
some bald guys that it's real shiny up here
Uh-huh.
and not so shiny right here.
Right. But it is weird that it's like that you lose hair going back this way. I know. Well, you're just epic. I'm
I
fighting.
got good Italian genes.
I'm fighting quite a lot of genetic precedent here. Because
Well, yeah.
my grandpa was completely bald on the top when he was 30.
Yeah.
And
But you
And
got
my
some
dad-
McDonald jeans in there too.
And my dad is
You know,
almost nothing right here.
I don't know about Dorothy's husband, but Dorothy has
Full head
a
of hair.
great head of hair.
Yeah, full head of
She's
hair.
115
Jack.
years old.
Uncle Jack has no hair loss. So, for a very long time, they thought people kept asking Jack for his autograph because they were convinced he was Mitt Romney.
Kind of does look like a young Mitt Romney.
Yeah. He said, I'm not Mitt Romney. I said, oh yeah, sure. You're just trying to fly commercial without getting noticed.
Mitt Romney was black commercial.
Well, no, he's just saying, he's like, no, it's a trick. It's like, if I just say I'm not Mitt Romney, then
Jedi Venture.
then I can fly commercial and not have to.
Government pays for all his stuff, right? So.
Okay. Let's see. Big stretch. Been hovering at this spot for a while. I think I'm getting past 180.
Keep adding.
Then okay, so that should be straight.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then facing that way.
Okay.
You're supposed to be stretching this.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. Now turn towards me. Keep that straight. And then. So now we're stretching this.
Mm.
Trying to loosen up the hip flexors. But
Shots.
I thought you were giving me signals.
No. Shoulder circle.
Okay, so get that lead leg out further. You know how they told you in Taekwondo, don't let your knee go past your toe. That's not just because of Taekwondo, that's because it's bad for your knees. So yeah, you want this to keep that straight. Right there. Yep.
Make you taller.
Turn
I
the
think that
body.
should pass.
So I heard they announced something. They said they're remaking The Crow.
That'd be a mistake. I
You know,
mean,
when
they
I
did that
saw that-
series. They had that series with that guy in there. And
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, but that's a TV show. That's different than saying we're going to take kind of a cult classic and redo it. So
Well-
I tweeted that out. I said, we're sick of remaking things. Stop it. Just stop all of it. We're tired of it. It's like sequels are fine. Prequels are fine if it's a new story. But quit just taking, like they're remaking Wizard of Oz for crying out loud.
They've already done that.
No,
Michael Jackson did that.
No, that's The Wiz. I'm saying Wizard of Oz, the same plot as Judy Garland Wizard of Oz. But they're making the Scarecrow gay, I think.
I don't think the Scarecrow would have any sexuality. He's a
So
scarecrow.
most people would think, but like they said our whole point to this is we're gonna make everything gay. And it's sort of like, it's like, I'm gay, that's irritating. It's like, that's irritating to me. It's like, make a new story and do that.
If you want to make a gay plot, make a gay plot.
Right, but don't say Dorothy's gay because it's irrelevant. She's 12.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
She's a little girl. What are they gonna make the dog gay too?
Everybody.
Dogs will hump anything.
Yeah. They don't care.
They don't judge.
That's
Make
called,
it a gay Rottweiler.
that's Pan.
And it's like,
Why does it have to be a Rottweiler?
Because it's not a scruffy little dog.
Oh.
mush, mush.
Okay, so now you got everything.
No, I remember when it was surprising
Yeah,
to find a gay sportsman.
yeah,
But there's a lot of gay football players.
yeah,
NFL,
yeah.
professional football players. A lot of them.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow. Basketball players.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Well, people had to destroy a stereotype.
Yeah.
Because we were all thinking, gay is effeminate. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mike, you're not effeminate. I knew you were gay the moment I met you, but I got good gay. So,
Yeah, it's sort of like there's a movie that
he
just
was
came
like
out.
18 when I first met him. Now you were 22, 21, 22.
I was out of college. Yeah, but it's like they do this weird shit where it's like there's a movie that came out that's supposed to be a gay romantic comedy called Bros, and it came out last weekend, and it bombed.
Yeah, is it any good?
Well, it looks to me it's like one person said, "What's the audience?" Because if the audience is just gay guys, then that's not very many.
Well, I imagine women would like that.
But here's the thing
Women
about it, it's
generally like
I
romantic comedy.
saw the ads for it, and it's just raunchy as hell.
So it should be a soft porn.
Let's see, like usually a romantic comedy is about romance between two guys, but there's orgies left and right. It's actually it's like, well, if you're wanting people to kind of think it's like gay men are just like everybody else, it's like the average people are not going to orgies. Like
I've
that.
never been at an orgy.
Yeah, and so it's like surprise threesome, and it's like.
Never.
But I mean, it seems like
I wanted to do a threesome, but
if you watch
never has happened.
if you watch the ads for it, everything is about sex. So it's like, and so nobody showed up. It made $8 million in 1 weekend
That's not
on a $20 million budget.
Yeah, 8 million.
So that means like what they do is like, okay, $20 million budget to film it, which means double it for the marketing.
Right.
So that means they need to make
50 million.
50 million to start making profit.
Right.
And so then the director came out there and said, if this fails, it's because straight people are homophobic. And so, if you
shitty story.
and so they said, if you don't go see this, then it means that you hate gay people. It's like for that movie, The Woman King, they tried to pull the same thing. Viola Davis said, straight up, she said, if you people do not plop down money to see this, you're sending the message to Hollywood that black women can't lead at the box office globally, and black women will never be in a leading role again.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Hidden Figures. What's
She
love got to
she
do with it?
basically signed it up. She said, it's this movie or nothing. Never again.
There's
Yeah.
there's a big Marvel movie coming out in November
Called Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's all female,
All female black.
black,
Like-
Hispanic,
Yeah.
some Asian.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, so it's like
Shut up.
the problem that people had with The Woman King is that it's glorifying a tribe which was the main slave trade in Africa. That is like the Dahomey, who it's about, were the slavers, and it turns them into the abolitionists. So it's
Rewriting history, huh?
well, it turns them into the abolitionists, and then the Europeans who come in as the slavers, when it was the reverse. In history, there was this big battle, which is this about, is the Dahomey said, we're going to continue the slave trade, and the French and the English blockaded the port and said, you will not do any more slave trades, and then they had a very short battle in which the Dahomey were annihilated. And then
Superior what?
yes, and then they said, like historically, it's kind of funny how they're trying to frame it gently. It says a particular problem was the bayonet charge. That was really bad for that. It's like,
Okay, do people not realize that black people were sold black people
Well, yeah.
to the Europeans? But they're trying to say it was just the Europeans.
Well, this was at the end of the slave trade.
right. And so it's like, if you're gonna make a movie, and like they say, based on the inspiring true story, it's like, and then afterwards when people are asking about it, they actually went into the material and changed it and said, based on the alternate history that we're writing here.
And then
Yeah.
in the credits it says
Australia was manned by
Actually.
prisoners and slaves.
Yep.
That's the whole thing.
Yep.
It was a
Tons
prison
of
and
Irish
slave.
people there.
Prison Island.
Right. It was a prison and slave.
Yep.
Uh,
That's what Georgia was. When it was a colony, it was a prison. Yeah. You give me that here, yours only. Yeah.
ready?
Yep.
Yep. Ah, my brains. That's why they didn't have too much of a problem getting Georgia to join the revolution. Because like, hey, you want to not be in prison anymore? Sweet.
Oh, good job, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Loose.
I'm trying to lose it.
Yeah, watch the playback.
Okay.
Because yeah,
The stupid lean.
well, yeah, I would say your head is moving about 1.5 foot forward before you move your feet.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Alright.
But the thing about it, what I have found is by watching things, your brain fixes it pretty quick
Okay.
because it's confronted with that reality. 'Cause, you know, us telling you, there's still a tiny part of you that goes, nah.
No, it's
Oh, I
not.
was doing right.
Yeah, and it's like, well, it wasn't that much. But then if you actually watch it, then
Oh, crap.
my dad has a famous, funny story with that. Grandpa was